What's going on, everyone? My name is Lewis Lee. Today I'm going to be doing an overview of my everyday carry, EDC. This kit was the result of some information that I picked up from Kevin Estela, who's the director of training at Fieldcraft Survival. I was listening to his interview on the American Contingency Podcast, episode 14, which I will link below in the description. In addition to that video that I'm going to link to, I will also link to all of the Amazon affiliate links for each of these products, so that way you can check it out and compare for your own kit. In addition to that, I will be doing a breakdown for each individual product in its own video to come. So please like, subscribe, and select to get notified for those upcoming videos. So let's start with the left to right, handkerchief. I was hesitant to take this on as a 29-year-old man. Usually there's a stigma that more mature men use handkerchiefs, but this idea from Kevin has really panned to help me out in everyday scenarios. I've used it as a band-aid. I know that we'll talk more about the lighter in a second here, but I've had situations where I have cut myself with this knife. Disclosure, be safe when closing any knife. But I cut my finger with this knife, and I used this with the rubber band to make a makeshift band-aid, so that way it could carry me over to when I could get to a first aid kit. So I already used this in ways that I didn't foresee. I was also dealing with a poison ivy rash out in the field, and putting some cream on it and using this as a wrap with the rubber band as well was a big help. So in addition to using this as a Kleenex, this was helpful in other ways. In terms of other usage, I know Kevin had brought up that you can use a bandana. A bandana is going to give you more material to work with. And you can use that in scenarios where you're going to use it for a mask. The handkerchief that I'm using is too small for a mask. So that would be the only caveat that I would consider when looking at handkerchiefs and or bandanas. You'll have a little bit more material if you go the bandana route. Okay, the Bic lighter. Simple Bic lighter. I'm not a smoker, so I never thought about carrying a lighter on me until Kevin and Estela talked about going straight to flame. And fire starting is a competency that I'm looking to learn more about. Being that I'm not proficient in that area, it's essential for me to be able to go straight to flame. And this also serves as a mod that I put on, just a rubber band holder that I've used in numerous ways to hold things, to have an extra little clamp when my fingers can't do the job. So this has been helpful, and there's packs of 10 on Amazon, but I got the pack of 2, which was really quick, and I'm thinking about picking one up every so often, every time I stop at a gas station or a convenience store, because these are nice to have and throw around in the car, have in other places where you might need to start a fire. Moving on, I love this. This is probably my favorite one and most used in my EDC. It is the Streamlight ProTac 1L 1AA. And that simply means that it comes, when you order the flashlight itself, it comes with an 1L battery, and then also comes with a 1AA battery, and it's also programmable. So you can program it to high, you can program it to an SOS flickering light, or you can program it to a low light. I use this every day in ways, even when there's light around, looking in little cupboards or drawers, nooks and crannies. This has been very helpful for me, and I like the way Kevin had phrased it in the video. He said, until you could see in the dark, get a flashlight. And I know we have flashlights on our phones, but this will light up your whole backyard. I tried that last night. I will put that in the video when I do the breakout video for this specific product, but I'm very happy with this product. You also notice that the clamp here, you can clamp it this way into your pocket, but you can also clamp it this way on a visor, and you have a makeshift headlamp if you're wearing a ball cap. So very useful, very handy. And then the good old Swiss Army knife. I put a what's called a snake coil knot on this for paracord. I will link to the video of how I learned how to do that, but that's come in handy, specifically in terms of making kind of like a makeshift extender for the saw when I was cutting off some branches. I'll link to that video as well. But essentially what I did was the idea of, I had some dead branches on a pine tree out back, and you can see I need to clean the blade. You can see some of the residue on that. But essentially what I did was took the paracord out, flipped open the saw, and then on the other side here, used the can opener with the paracord to secure it down into the branch, in addition to the burrowing tool. So as you can see, I burrowed this into a branch, secured this down with the paracord, and then flipped this over and used it as a saw to saw off some dead branches for kindling. So again, I'll link to that video, but this is something that I've used every day ever since I bought it. I've used the scissors on it. I've used it to open Amazon packages. I've used it to cut down branches, as I mentioned, and I've used it to open some cans as well. So super useful, and it's not really threatening. If you pull this out, you know, it makes people think back to their good old days as Boy Scouts, and it really doesn't raise eyebrows as a buck knife or a fixed blade knife would if you were just carrying that as an everyday carry. So very happy with this, very happy with the kit overall. Kevin gives a lot more useful information in that episode that I'm going to link to, and I encourage you to check that video out in addition to Kevin on Instagram. That's at Estela Wild on Instagram. And until then, be on the lookout for the individual product reviews for each of them. Please like, subscribe, sign up for the notifications, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.